High School Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Alpine Fireplace and Appliance, Brooklyn's Pizzeria, Eye Care Specialties, Interiors with Altitude, Steamboat Select Insurance Group, UC Health, Yampa Valley Electric Association, Service Master Cleaning and Restoration by Steam Express, EcoTrek Environmental Incorporated, Zirco Wireless, Dwayne Scott, Edward Jones, Steamboat McDonald's, Smile Doctors Braces, Steamboat Sotheby's International Realty, Sweetwood Jerky Company, Cook Chevrolet, THPK Certified Public Accountants, and KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7. Go Sailors! Good sportsmanship is the attitude and behavior that exemplifies positive support for interscholastic athletics as well as for the individuals who participate in our programs. People involved in any facet of Western Slope League athletics are expected to demonstrate qualities that are characterized by fair play, integrity, ethical behavior, and respect. Emphasizing and improving the sportsmanship of our student athletes, coaches, parents, and staff is our highest priority. The schools of the WSL understand the role and responsibility we all have to model and teach good sportsmanship while keeping in mind that athletic participation is a learning experience for the student and that our programs are part of the educational process. The principals and athletic directors of the Western Slope League stand committed to hosting events which support the highest ideals of sportsmanship and educationally based athletics.
Welcome. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Steamboat High School for this afternoon's game.
Sailors. That's not the only way ACE supports the kids in our community.
Hi, Bridget here from Steamboat Ace. We are so proud to be a part of the Steamboat community. It's our priority to support and encourage positive activities and hobbies for our youth.
How do you do that?
In addition to local scholarships, ACE invites the sailor community to fundraise for their activity or club by providing a great venue and supplies to host a hot dog or bake sale.
I love it. Every weekend I can shop at ACE and support a great cause.
Steamboat Ace, you're proud to support the Steamboat Sailors shopping place.
Steamboat Sailors basketball on KTYV Sports on FM is brought to you by
Yampa Valley Bank,
Hot Stuff Hearth at Home,
Alpine Lumber,
Celebration,
Mountain View Car Wash, Steamboat Ace Hardware,
Russell's Auto Salon,
Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rental,
and the Paoli Group with Colorado Group Realty.
Steamboat Sailors basketball on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
And number 45.
Now let's go to the booth for the call of Steamboat Sailors basketball.
Good luck to both teams.
Gentlemen, I'm Lone Epstein, live on the call here at Kelly Meek Gymnasium. Sailors girls in the midst of a back-to-back here in what should be a fun one. This time coming to town is the Rifle Bears, another cross-county conference rival. Ryan, it was a fun one yesterday as the Sailors girls dropped a tough one to Eagle Valley. It was a game in which they really didn't seem to be able to put up the numbers they wanted to. They had a 7-point first quarter, a 2-point second quarter. I mean, it was just a rough go at things all the way around offensively. Trying to fix that up here today, Sailors will be, and starting for them tonight, this afternoon, it'll be Sam Campbell, Rose Epstein, Erica Simmons, Katie Lake, and JC May. And just like that, we're off as Sam Campbell wins the tip-off. JC May is going to get us started here as she works it to the far side. May swiftly now into the post. She goes to Campbell. Campbell's going to put up a shot. That one's off the glass, no good. Rifle pulls it away. Bears with their first offensive go at things too. Rifle just coming off of a game yesterday in which they played Glenwood, and this Rifle team is traditionally a very tough team to play. They have always played Steamboat to the fullest. They've had girls go on to play college basketball. Talk about the Bears for a second and what the Sailors are going to need to be able to do today to stop this high-powered offense.
Yeah, as you said, it's one of the more historical teams in the league as far as the girls part of the programs go. And as you said, it's been one of those teams that's came into Steamboat most years and beat us by a double-digit figure that's pretty high. And as you said, there's been some players that went to college. They just have a really solid coaching staff, and all the girls are really bought into the program.
As they control it down low, it's April Quinones. Ball's on the ground, and a tie-up's going to be called. You made a notion to their coaches, head coach Amy Thompson and assistant coach Jenny Wolf. They're big-time coaches here. And for the basketball team, Eric Caro has been a staple for this rifle program for a long time now. He's standing down there right below us. Ball goes out of bounds. Rifle going to inbound it here. Mackenzie Elizardo, she's got Campbell in her face. Elizardo looks over, finds Jamie Karen. Karen now guarded by Katie Lake at the top of the key. She'll call for the pick. She runs off the screen. It's a baseline. Now she steps back, dishes it over to the left side. That's Elizardo, and a travel's going to be called here. So the Sailors defense doing a good job of forcing the steps.
Yeah, you saw Jamie Karen there kind of leading the offense for a little bit at point guard. She's coming in averaging about 11.5 points, so look out for her.
Simmons now for the Sailors, the junior point guard. Works it over to JC May. JC May had a pretty solid game yesterday. She spins this one into the corner. Now it's going to be another tie-up, a jump ball on the floor, and they're going to award this one to the Sailors. So the Sailors retain possession, and all these whistles early, Ryan, we talked about free throws yesterday a lot, and boy, the Sailors missed a lot of free throws, and honestly, that's probably the main reason they lost the game, aside from the fact that they couldn't really hit their shots. It was just really a cold day for the Sailors overall. Hopefully today they can get things heated up again as Rifle forces the turnover. Bears driving in. Katie Lake's going to get a steal in the stat book there. Here she comes back the other way. Sailors moving right to left on your radio dial. She gets it stolen away. So Katie Lake gets her pocket picked, and April Quinones on the other end is going to draw the foul. Excuse me, Delaney Phillips, rather, will head to the free throw line. She'll shoot two. And this one's going to go against JC May. So May has both fouls for the Sailors thus far early in the first quarter. Not what you want to see here from one of your senior leaders.
Especially last night, she didn't get the start. So tonight, getting to start 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes, it's not something you like to see.
Natalie Schauster going to check out of the game here. Jahira Luna will check back in. Quinones, one more free throw. That one's up and in, and that's the first bucket of the game. Rifle's going to take a 1-0 lead here with 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Katie Lake, crossover dribble, top of the key. Tries to look for the handoff pass, sends it cross court to Simmons, now inside to Epstein. Epstein posts up, duck under move, and that one's just off the back iron. Another jump ball called as Simmons got tied up with it. This one will go back with Rifle. So the Bears trying to break a full court press. Here's Elizardo. Elizardo looking for somewhere to go with it. They're bringing it up the floor now. Sailors getting caught, and Rifle successfully clears the ball. Here's Elizardo turning around, looking for somewhere to go. She's stuck in a pocket. Now working in a phone booth is Phillips, and she gets fouled.
You saw the Bears working the ball around the horn there, and that's really kind of what generated the open lane so Karen could cut through and draw that foul.
And Karen at the line, number 21 for the Rifle Bears. Bears donning their blue uniforms with white and yellow numbers, white and yellow lettering, and piping down the sides as Karen hits the first free throw. Katie Lake will check out of the game. The foul went against Erica Simmons, and the Sailors already have 3 team fouls as opposed to Rifle's 0. Karen with the second free throw gets it to fall. So they make it a 3-0 game. Sailors still scoreless midway through 1. JC May Over to Simmons. Simmons working. Now to Campbell. Campbell loses it. Ball's up in the air, and it's going to be stolen away by Rifle. Quickly now on the other end. Let's see if they can convert. Layup's good. That's Mackenzie Elizardo, and that's another 2 points. 5-0. Timeout from Coach Ibarra, as that'll be enough for him to regroup.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him come out in a different defense, maybe a zone, maybe just pull off the dogs a little bit. I don't know. You don't know that you saw him break down the defense once it was set up, but you also just saw them run the break. So
we saw the man defense in place for them yesterday. It worked to their advantage for most of the night, but this afternoon against a more high-octane Rifle offense, you're absolutely right, Ryan. You might have to think about switching things up here as they come back out onto the floor. 5:07 to play in the first quarter. Sailors going to inbound it here. It'll be Simmons. Erica Simmons, number 2 for the Sailors. She's having a good season herself. Dishes it out to Epstein. Epstein looks inside, finds May. Quickly now, she gives it back to Weiss. Weiss on the perimeter to Simmons for 3, no good. And the board's going to be pulled away by the Bears. And the Bears are able to come away with it. A travel's going to be called, though, and a missed opportunity for Rifle as the Sailors are going to get it back.
Everybody was tripping over each other at midcourt. That board went all the way out to the S on the court.
Sailors inbounding it once more from the near side. Simmons will bring it up the floor for the one-timer. Simmons, top of the key, looks over to her left, finds Weiss. Back inside, looking for Campbell. It's going to be tipped up and stolen away. So the Sailors with nothing going so far on offense as Rifle works it back down into the offensive zone. A block from Campbell there. She's able to save it, and she steps out of bounds. That's a tough break. Rifle gets it back. So a good defensive play from Campbell as she was able to stuff Jahira Luna under the basket. 5-0. Sailors down. Rifle inbounding. Here's Phillips. Phillips gets it stolen away by May. And another jump ball is going to be called here as May gets in the midst of a tie-up with Elizardo. Sailors get it back. 4:12 to play in the first. Sailors still are looking for their first points of the game. 5-0. May inside. Campbell posts up. There we go. Sailors get 2 on the board right there from Sam Campbell. Nice post-up move by her. Bears working. Another travel's going to be called as J.C. May with a good defensive effort to lock her arm in between Elizardo and Quinones, stop the ball from moving. They get called for steps, and the Sailors get it back. So here's Simmons. May. Campbell. Off her fingertips, stolen away by the Bears. Rifle coming back the other way now. They have had all the answers for the Sailors here this afternoon. And a pushing call is going to be blown on the floor. This one's going to go against Steamboat. It'll be Sam Campbell getting called for the foul. It'll be the Sailors' 4th team foul of the half as they trail 5-2. Rifle going to inbound the ball. Here's Luna. Jahira Luna with Epstein in her face. Finds Elizardo. Elizardo in the corner. She's guarded by Campbell. She'll turn around, lose it for a moment. Ball's on the floor, picked up by Weiss, stolen away by the Sailors. Quickly now, they're trying to make quick work, coming up the far side. Now she tries to feed it into Epstein. It's safe from going out of bounds. Rifle gets it back, and that is just a sloppy possession from the Sailors.
Second time a post feed's gotten stolen in the past couple of minutes. They got to tighten those up, maybe give a fake and then drop it down.
Mackenzie Elizardo backs it up. She's just beyond the arc. She drives in with her left hand, sends it over to Quinones, who drives in and loses it. That one's stolen away by Sam Campbell. Campbell, outlet pass over to Simmons, and we're back where we started with Simmons at the top of the key. Simmons dishes it over to J.C. May. May's going to pump fake, drive with her right hand, get all the way to the rack, and draw the foul. So J.C. May with the rack attack. She'll have 2 at the free throw line. And the foul is going to go against Quinones. First free throw from J.C. May, good. And that is a typo. Quinones does not have 5 fouls, as it says on the scoreboard. That will be her first of the game. That's the first foul for the entire Rifle team of the game, as May hits the second one. So she goes 2 for 2 actually, and now it's a 1-point game, 5-4. Sailors still in this one. It's Quinones working it up. Karen, crossover dribble, back to Quinones. Brings it just beyond midcourt. She's at the black line. Sends it to her left. That's Jahira Luna. Luna loses it for a moment. Handoff pass back to Karen. Now in the corner working. It's Schauster. Schauster gets it stolen away for a moment. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll remain with Rifle. Sailors doing a good job with active hands. They're bothering this Rifle offense midway through the first. 2:10 to play, first quarter action here on 105.7 KTYV. Ryan Hansen, Lone Epstein in the booth. Errant pass there as Quinones has to go chase it. Slowly, she brings it back up the floor now, guarded by Epstein. Quinones looks inside. What a pass as she threads the needle to Karen, and Karen draws the foul. Are they going to give her 2? I don't believe they will. The foul goes against... Is it Simmons or May? If it's May, that's not good news.
That'd be her third, yeah.
She gets the rebound there. Still not putting it up on the scoreboard. Not sure what's going on down there. Into the corner now we go. Weiss for 3. Banks it off the back iron. That one's no good. Epstein on the second attempt draws the foul. And instead they're going to get Epstein for the foul. It's an over-the-back call, as she just got a little bit too physical going up for that board. And now the Sailors are 1 foul away from putting Rifle into the bonus. 1:52 to play in the first quarter. Bears look inside as they try to inbound it. Epstein putting in work against Karen. Near side top corner. Crossover dribble, Karen with her left. Works it over to Luna. Jahira Luna now. Drives in. And it's stolen away by Simmons. Here's the fast break on the other end. Simmons off the glass for 2. Erica Simmons putting the backpack on. Gives them the lead, 6-5. Sailors trying to steal it away again. Rifle having a tough time trying to break this full court press. Final minute 15 to play in the first. Jahira Luna in the top corner. She's guarded by May. Looks inside. Tries to find Phillips, and it goes out of bounds. Sailors going to have another opportunity here.
Coach George employing that full court trap, that man trap, so they're rotating quite a bit, but it's looking pretty good. And when they get back into the defensive zone, they're near their basket, they're doing a really good job of getting back to their man.
53 seconds to go here. Weiss handles it on the far side. They spin it around. May tees up the 3 ball. That one bounces high off the rim. No good. It goes out of bounds, and Rifle's going to get it back. Sierra Harrison, the senior, going to check in here for Epstein. As Epstein comes out, she's been pretty much a non-factor thus far. Hopefully they'll be able to get her heated up later in the game. 6-5, 40 seconds to play. Jahira Luna drives in on the other end. Ball's on the floor. Elizardo. Travel. So for some reason, Rifle just hasn't been able to keep the ball on the ground. They've gotten called for 3 travels now, as the Sailors force another turnover with stout defense. Final 30 seconds running off here, first quarter action. May, near side top corner, looks inside, finds Campbell, and she draws the foul. Sam Campbell's going to head to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
Sam Campbell with only 2 points so far, but we've seen Coach George call 4 or 5 plays to get her the look, just not really happening so far, but as you saw there, drawing the foul, getting a pretty good look, but just couldn't get it to fall.
Campbell the most beneficial to this team in terms of her size. As she hits the first free throw, you see it's team like they played yesterday against Eagle Valley, a team that was very tall, a lot of girls over 6 feet, and Campbell's able to match up nicely with teams like that. She's a great asset to have. She misses the second one. Weiss gets the rebound, puts up another shot, no good. Sailors leading 7-5 here with the final 14 seconds running down off the clock in the first quarter. Here we go, Jamie Karen. Karen steps back, ball on a string. She's guarded by Simmons. Karen in the corner, works it over. Here's Elizardo. Zardo puts up a shot. It's blocked by Weiss. That'll do it after one. Sailors leading 7-5. So Ryan, tail of the tape, another 7-point first quarter, much like we saw yesterday, and the Sailors still really haven't been able to get it going on the offensive end. Lucky for them, their defense did not switch out of that man press, as you were saying they should have, and they keep Rifle to 5 points.
Yeah, I've done a way better job in the second half of that first quarter of actually beating their man to the spot after Coach George called that timeout at right about midway through the first quarter. He kind of sat him down, and you saw him down there getting into his defensive stance, kind of showing him that you can turn and get in front of your girl and then get back and get back down into your stance. And once they kind of understood, oh yeah, we can do that, then the press started working, and they were getting a lot of turnovers. Forcing those travels is huge, because then they're going to be afraid of that contact, because they know they're going to get that call, and that's just really good for the Sailors D. And as we know, they get their offense from their defense, and it showed that there's 7 points coming in a row without Rifle scoring anymore.
Second quarter action now. Sailors, like you just pointed to, Ryan, have been playing stout defense here as they are going to start in the defensive end to kick off this second quarter. Here we go now. It'll be Jamie Karen. Karen at the top of the key, crossover dribble. She drives in all the way for two. That one was just a little bit too easy as she hits the up and under for a couple. 7-7. Game's knotted. Only thing that's not even is the foul. Sailors dominating that stat. They have 6 so far. One more is going to put the Rifle Bears into the bonus as Harrison, trying to pull down a board, kicks it out to Weiss, work it around the horn, pitch and catch back to Weiss. Here's a 3-ball on the way. That one's no good. Simmons gets it again. She bounces it off the floor into the arms of Quinones, and the Bears take control. Here's Delaney Phillips for 3. Rims out. Rebound gathered by Karen, and a foul is going to be called here. This one goes against Weiss, and that'll be a 1-and-1 for Jamie Karen.
So 7 minutes, 11 seconds left in the bonus. The Bears could really make a lead out of this. They're a very good shooting team, pardon me.
They really could do some damage here. We've seen it so many times. The Sailors have been taken advantage of in very similar situations like this where they're in foul trouble early. And sure enough, Karen hits the first one, give the Bears a 1-point lead. Second one for Jamie Karen. That one's good. Karen, the sophomore, putting in work against a pretty decently old Sailors team. Simmons for 3. She tees it up. No good. Weiss is there for the board. Puts up a shot from behind the backboard. Not sure what she was going for. Sailors somehow get it again, and a whistle on the floor is going to be called. Stoppage of time as Natalie Schauster is nursing an injury down there in the paint. I want to say a quick shout out to some of our sponsors on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com.
Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank, member FDIC. Mountain View Car Wash helping the Sailors clean the competition between Town and McDonald's on Highway 40. Alpine Lumber, employee-owned and operated, the contractor's choice, the homeowner's friend. Russell's Auto Salon, your premier full-service auto body shop where you always meet by accident. Russell's Auto Salon, 879-1515. Steamboat Ace Hardware, the helpful place for hardware, plumbing, tools, grills, garden, and more by offering customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. The Paoli Group, if you're searching for your own prime real estate, give them a call at 870-0552.
So the Sailors with Schauster down there still working on an injury. She gets to her feet. Here's the applause from the crowd here. Kelly Meek Gymnasium, once again, Ryan Hansen. I'm Lone Epstein in the booth. For a fun one, Sailors boys going to be taking on the Bears right after this game in what should be a fun one, so make sure you keep your dials locked to 105.7. If you want to watch our live stream, you can get that at steamboatradio.com as well. Here we go for the Sailors. In the offensive zone, it's Shelby Weiss. Weiss works over, finds Simmons. Simmons looks up top and gives it to JC May. May's going to walk into a three-point shot. That one has a little bit too much on it as it hits the back of the iron. Now Rifle pulls it away. Bears working. Here's Karen. Jamie Karen going to drive with her right hand, shoots it over to her teammate. There's a layup, no good. Second attempt from Davis falls, and it's an 11-7 game. Sailors got to answer here quickly.
JC May trying to draw the charge there, was on the ground for the second attempt.
Here's May. May, pump fake out to Simmons. Simmons at the top of the key. Pitch and catch back to May, and a foul's going to be called off ball. Is it going to be on Campbell? And it will not be. It'll be against Taylor Davis and the Bears, rather, as she was just getting a little bit too aggressive with Campbell in the paint. Weiss inbounds, finds Campbell. Volleyball shot, no good. Rebound, Simmons. Out to May for three. Too much on it again. Misfire there for JC May. Rifle pulls down the board as they go up along the glass. Quinones gets trapped in the corner, dishes it over to Phillips. Phillips guarded by May, works it now to Jamie Karen. Karen's just going to slow it down, now pulls it out. Handoff pass to Quinones, to Phillips. Pump fake, Karen in the corner, guarded by Harrison. Here's a lay-in, no good. Simmons is there to pull down the board, and a foul's going to be called here. This one looking to go against April Quinones.
Bears not coming up with anything there, but you can see Karen off the ball kind of directing the offense, kind of getting people to their spots, and it really does help the overall ball movement for the Bears.
5:36 to play in the first half. Sailors trailing 11-7. Into the corner we go. It's going to be JC May as they run it on offense. Here's Simmons. Back over to Weiss. Weiss eyes up the long ball. She walks into it, pulls the trigger. That one's got too much on it. And Campbell gets the second attempt to go. Sailors looking for their fourth win of the season. Down by 2, 11-9. 5:11 to play in the first half. Another takeaway here as the Sailors get it off the full court press. This time it's Simmons. Simmons up the far side. She pivots, turns around, gives it to JC May. May's going to shake her head, says she doesn't like what she sees. Now she works it back to the other corner. That's going to be Simmons. Pitch and catch back to May for three. Can't hit it there. And the Sailors are taking some bombs as they just cannot find anything on the inside thus far.
Yeah, this Rifle Bears zone doing a really good job of forcing them to take some pretty contested outside twos and threes, and those are the shots that they were coming into the game wanting to force.
Rifle Bears haven't had a lot of trouble against the Sailors' full court press until these last few possessions. Finally, they're able to get it off. Here's Jahira Luna. Luna works over, finds Elizardo, and a foul is going to be called here as she went up for the shot. This one's going to go against Erica Simmons. Excuse me, it'll go against JC May, rather. May and Simmons were both in involved in the play, and indeed, you are right, Daniel. That'll be J.C. May's 4th foul of the game. That's tough. So May with 4 fouls, and we're not even halfway through the second quarter. And that's their senior point guard. That's a starter on the team, and that is a tough loss, especially this early in the game. And it looks like Coach Ibarra is getting set to take her out. Katie Lake going to check in. Elizardo at the free throw line. First one misses. So J.C. May, I'd expect to see her on the bench for a good while.
A long time,
yeah.
Probably come back, late third maybe, probably the fourth.
Depending on how this game's going.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're going to see her next. Katie Lake comes back out, so J.C. May working with 4 fouls is going to take a seat on the bench. That's a tough one for the Sailors to lose this early in the game. Simmons looks inside, finds Harrison. Her shot's blocked. Tipped out of bounds. Refs say it's against, goes off rifle. Good call there. Sailors get it back in the offensive zone. Here's Weiss. Weiss slaps the ball, calls the play, looks inside. Here's a missed shot there from Sam Campbell. And, man, Ryan, I was doing the pregame interview with Vlad Chase, and he was asking us what the deal is with the Sailors missing all these high percentage shots, and I really had no answer. I mean, that's something that you kind of just get better at through practice and a lot of work, but so many times we see the Sailors taking these wide open layups or wide open mid-range jumpers, shots that they should be making, and they just cannot get them to fall. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, I kind of asked George about that after the game, and one thing that he was kind of talking about to me a couple times when we've talked in the past is just for them at this stage in their development, a lot of the players, once they get to that wide open high percentage shot, they just get so excited and they speed themselves up just because they haven't really gotten to that point up until now, because Samantha Campbell really developing into a star player this year. Rose Epstein, she's shown off some nice post moves, but just when they get there, they just get too excited and cough it up a little bit too quickly. So just that patience and trusting that it's going to go in is a huge key for them.
A big mental game is what you're saying, Ryan, as a charge was issued against the Bears. Big time play there for Sierra Harrison to sacrifice the body, get her team another possession here as they trail 12-9 with 3.5 to play in the first half. Here's Lake in the corner, deep 2, rims out, no good. Rifle gets the board. Rifle has done a really good job today of crashing the glass. I feel like the Sailors most often get out-rebounded more than anything. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say if you look down the stat column, typically it would be the rebounding that it has the most effect on the Sailors for sure.
The foul goes against the Sailors. Elizardo is going to head to the free throw line for a couple. This time it goes against Katie Lake, and the Sailors now 1 foul away from putting Rifle into the double bonus as they lead by 3, 12-9. Elizardo, free throw no good. Lucky it's a 1-and-1. Campbell pulls down the board, dishes it out to Weiss. Weiss up the far side now. She'll bring it up for the Sailors as she handles it far side top corner. Now she gives it to Simmons. Simmons looks down. Here's Lake, lines up the 3. That one's got too much on it, and Rifle gets the rebound. Quickly now the other way. Delaney Phillips for 2, and she can't connect. Weiss with another board, and now with 2:48 to play, Sailors still down by 3. Lake's going to slow it down as she brings it beyond midcourt. Katie Lake, top of the key, over to Weiss. On the way, no good. Another deep bomb from her, 25-footer. Karen is there for the Bears. Jamie Karen trying to cross up Lake. Lake doing a good job staying on her. Karen gives it over to Elizardo. Now she's going to spin around, fadeaway jumper. That one just goes in and out halfway down before it went out, and another jump ball is called here. Epstein checks back into the game. Harrison will check out. Epstein was in some foul trouble yesterday, but she ended up piecing together a pretty solid game overall.
Yeah, she kind of came back and regrouped, and from then on it wasn't that bad.
We'll see what she's able to bring to the floor here as she checks back in. Here's Lake. Lake drives the baseline, puts up a shot, misses everything. Rifle catches that one like a pass. Here's Phillips. Delaney Phillips, the senior point guard, she's the main focal point of this offense. More often than not, you're going to see the ball in her hands as she brings it up the floor. Driving now is Karen, and she careens into the Sailors defense, misses the shot, but she'll shoot two. So who do they get on this one?
Shelby Weiss with the push there.
So Weiss with her second foul, and getting a little deja vu here, Ryan. We've seen this situation before. You're looking at these Sailors starters, and you've got a lot of them with 2-3 fouls, and that's not really the situation you want to be in, especially with 1:46 to go before halftime. Missed free throw there from Karen. She'll have one more. Rifles into the double bonus now, and Karen misses both of them. Lucky for her, Metnick was there for the rebound. Metnick gives it back out to Karen. Karen dishes it to Luna, and a timeout's going to be called from the Rifle Bears. So, interesting game here on 105.7 KTYV. If you're just joining us, Ryan Hansen in the booth. I'm Lowen Epstein. Sailors trailing 13-9 with 96 seconds to go before halftime. What do you think, Ryan? I mean, it seems to me like the Sailors are keeping the pace. They're able to get some wide open shots, and a majority of them have been three-pointers. Do you think they still stick with that three-point game, or do you think they try to work it into Epstein and Campbell in the post a little bit more?
I think it would be really nice if they could hit those outside shots, but if they're just not going to fall, it's of course not a bad look to try and work a low post game with Epstein and Campbell, and then work inside out from that, and maybe then start hitting some three-point shots after they've kind of switched it up a little bit on offense, made the Bears kind of guess that they're going to do a little bit different of a scheme than they actually are.
Rifle Bears trying to close out the half with a couple points here. Wide open shot. That one's high off the glass. No good from Mackenzie Elizardo. She wishes she had that one back, and now a foul's going to be called here. This one looking to go against the Bears. And indeed it will be. It's a pushing call against Delaney Phillips. So Phillips puts the Sailors into the bonus with the 7th team foul there, and that's big time for Steamboat, as Erica Simmons going to have an opportunity at a 1-and-1, 13-9. Sailors looking to get into the double-digit area now with 1:22 to play in the second quarter. So very reminiscent, Ryan, of what we saw yesterday. Yesterday we saw a 7-point first quarter, a 2-point second quarter, and look at where we are now. There was a 7-point first quarter, and the Sailors only have 9 points on the board with about 79 seconds to go before halftime. So not the biggest scoring output ever, but they're still in this game. Luckily, their defense has been able to bail them out as Rifle throws it away. Sailors get it back after the out-of-bounds pass. I'm not sure what to think of this Sailors team anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah.
They're doing a good job, though, as they're looking for their 4th win of the season. In the corner, it's Shelby Weiss. Weiss is going to drive in, send it cross-court over to Katie Lake. Lake dishes it now to Campbell. Campbell at the top of the key, ball on a string, finds Weiss from 20, buries it. That's a big shot from Shelby Weiss, make it 13-11 now. Under a minute to play, 45 seconds to go. Here's Rifle. Elizardo for 2. That one trickles off the basket into the arms of Weiss. Simmons speeding things up. Weiss thought about lining it up, finds Epstein. She kicks it out to Campbell. Campbell now over to Lake. Lake's going to pump fake into the corner. It's Simmons again, finds Epstein, ducking under, loses it, and they just dish it back outside to the perimeter. Here's Campbell from the far side. Campbell over to Lake. Countdown commences. Weiss from deep, no good. Bears pull it away. They got to make quick work. And Lake got a steal there. She put up a shot. Campbell, the second attempt. And this is just a very sloppy possession for the Sailors as a whistle's called on the floor. And the tie-up results in Rifle getting it back. That'll do it. Buzzer sounds. So after the first half of play, Sailors only down by 2. Not the highest scoring output we've ever seen in the game, but not the lowest either. Both teams playing solid defense here. For Ryan Hansen, Lowen Epstein on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at SteamboatRadio.com. We'll see you after halftime for more Steamboat Springs basketball.
Managing local land involves balancing resources such as agriculture, water, and wildlife. I'm Brian Ripley, and I have over 16 years of experience managing these resources as your neighbor. I'm a ranch and rural property specialist for the Paley Group with the support of Colorado Group Realty. Put your trust in someone that has the practical experience and knowledge to help you with all of your ranch, rural, and compliant property needs. I aspire to help you reach all of your real estate goals. I'm Brian Ripley, and you can find me at thepaoligroup.com in the ranch division.
The team of Mountain View Car Wash and Detailing Professionals is proud to be supporting Sailor Sports this season. Whether a basic wash or a full detail, we know that keep providing you with excellent service is teamwork and attention to detail. So while the Sailors are focusing on cleaning up the competition this season, we'll be focusing on cleaning up your vehicle. With affordable washes and a wide variety of detail services, we have the game plan to fit your budget and needs. We are located at the corner of Highway 40 and Trafalgar Drive. Mountain View Car Wash, where there are no hill Marys, just awesome touchdown dances.
Steamboat Resorts not only offers a large array of properties that can host your next steamboat vacation, we have been giving back to the Napa Valley for more than 30 years. Hi, this is Todd Seacon, Executive General Manager for Steamboat Resorts. Steamboat Resorts and its local employees have been partnering with our community since 1980. From Sailor Sports to the Pro Rodeo Series, Park County 4-H, and Napa Valley Sustainability Council, to name just a few. Call us at 879-8000 or go online to SteamboatResorts.com. Steamboat Resorts, your local lodging leader.
Hey, Sailor basketball fans, PJ Ford from Yampa Valley Bank here to thank you for supporting our hometown basketball team. Yampa Valley Bank is proud to support all our student athletes and to sponsor this broadcast of Steamboat Sailors basketball. On KTYV, Sports on FM, Steamboat High School Athletic, an example of our genuine hometown, Yampa Valley Bank, genuine hometown thank you. Enjoy the game and go Sailors!
It's time now for your Steamboat Sailors Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
I would like to go college. Probably. Well, I put in college. I don't know what it is. I can't want to go to college, so my favorite movie isn't Spider-Man Homecoming. I found it. Something about Mary. Something about no. I'm thinking about it's something like that. I'm thinking about like the funniest movie I've ever watched. Please go watch it. Oh my gosh, I went to American Idol last absolutely loved it. And my goal for the season is to be able to play. I am tour race for April, so I hope that was really like fun. And I don't know what else I'm going to say. All the dinners that we've had, all the opportunities and taken with them. My name is Katie. I'm a senior and I'm 5 years old.
That was your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
Steamboat Ace is a proud sponsor of the Steamboat Sailors. That's not the only way Ace supports the community. Hi, Bridget here from Steamboat Ace. We are so proud to be a part of the Steamboat community. It's our priority to support and encourage positive activities and hobbies for our youth. How do you do that? In addition to local scholarships, Ace invites the Sailor community to fundraise for their activity or craft by providing a great venue and supplies to host a hot dog or bake sale. Every weekend they can shop at Ace and support their cause. Steamboat Ace, we're proud to support the Steamboat Sailors.
Hi, Steamboat friends. This is Charlie Green from Mountain Mattress and Furniture. Do you ever notice how grumpy your parents get when hospice arrive, or how mean your big sister gets when you have to share her room for the weekend? I've got the secret that keeps everyone happy. Stop by Mountain Mattress and Furniture on Loggers Lane for the best price and selection on Serta, Tempur-Pedic, and Simmons mattresses. Plus a great selection of linens and even comfy mattresses for the pull-out couch. Everyone sleeps, everyone stays happy, and a great mattress from Mountain Mattress and Furniture is the secret.
Hi, this is Cindy Hyde, owner of Celebrations and Steamboat Arts on the 8th block of Lincoln Avenue. We recently added a new candy store and pottery painting studio for individuals or groups at 12 People West. Check out our new additions to the arcade. We have air hockey,
Bigda, and Yalaga. Book a party online today at steamboatcelebrations.com or call 879-3333. Mention this ad and receive 2 free tokens. I'll see you at Celebrations, 831 Lincoln Avenue. Open daily, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Now for your Steamboat Sailors Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
Hi, I'm Rose Epstein, and I'm a junior at Steamboat Sailors High School. I'm number 32, and I played the post position. I've played since middle school and all throughout high school so far. I also like team athletic in the summer and hang out with my friends. Outside of school and sports, I'm also involved in helping my brother with his special needs. In 10 years, I see myself in school, working probably and trying to make a living. My favorite subject in school right now is math, probably because it's a challenge, but I also really like it. My favorite movie is Bridesmaids because that's all I can always laugh. Last summer, I mountain bike raced like every weekend. It was super fun. My favorite race was probably Powderhorn because we had a lift service access and I got second place. My goal for this season is to average more points than I did last year, probably 2 points a game. What I'll remember most about being a sailor is all my friends I made and the sports that keep us a family. I'm Rose Epstein, I'm a junior in high school and I'm proud to be a sailor.
That was your Steamboat Sailors Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
I'm Terry, and this is Phil from Russell's Auto Salon. If you need help with your auto collision repair, we make it easy. Just bring me an email and a claim number, and I'll take care of the rest.
Russell's Auto Salon, Colorado's premier collision center, leading the industry in technology, where we have gone green with enviro-based paint. We are proud supporters of Steamboat Sailors Sports.
Russell's Auto Salon, where we always meet by us. 879-1515.
Russell's Auto Salon.
879-1515.
Hi, this is Grace. My parents own Hotstep Park and Home and proudly support the Steamboat Sailors. We feature all things heat, fireplaces, stoves, outdoor living, and more. Call them today at 879-7614 to schedule a service appointment with one of our expert technicians or a free in-home estimate for a whole new look. Hotstep loves my Steamboat Sailors basketball and is happy to keep this valley safe and warm. Hotstep Park and Home, located just off Highway 40 next to Walgreens. Go Sailors!
One in 6 sailors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drive off a hot meal and sail quickly. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating the lunch break at AmericaLet'sDoLunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
It's time now for your Steamboat Sailors Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
Arthur Lindquist. I'm a sophomore at Steamboat Springs High School. I'm number 35 on the basketball team, and I say I play power forward. So this year's going to be my first year playing the outside of school. Sports about some venue church. I'm not really sure where I'd like to go to college, so we'll just see. I'd love to play in college, given the opportunity. Basketball. 10 years, I'm not exactly sure where I see myself. Favorite subject in school, I like computer science. Favorite movie, Ghostbusters. It's just full action. Last summer I worked at college. My goal for this season is to be comfortable with varsity and goals for life are, my main goal is just to be happy. What I remember most about being a sailor,
my main goal will be to blow up.
For sure.
I don't know nobody.
I'm proud to be a sailor.
That was your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
This is Steamboat Sailors Basketball, brought to you by Yampa Valley Bank, Alpine Lumber, The Quarter Slice, Mountain View Car Wash, Russell's Auto Salon, Steamboat Ace Hardware, UC Health at Yampa Valley Medical Center. Chris Puckett at the downtown Edward Jones office. Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals and Mountain Mattress and Furniture.
Now let's go to the booth for the call of Steamboat Sailors basketball.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Sailors girls basketball team in a tight one here against the Rifle Bears as we tip off second half action here. And look at who's on the floor, Ryan. That's JC May getting the start here in the second half. And she's running with 4 fouls out there. One more and her game is going to be done. So she's got to be cautious. So that's a surprising move from Coach Ibarra.
We're talking in the first half, kind of theorizing that she wouldn't be back till late in the third, maybe even the fourth, but here we are in the third. She's getting the start. Maybe it's just Coach Ibarra trusting her right now.
Sailors got into a lot of foul trouble that first half, and it's got to be relieving to look up at the scoreboard and see zeros across the board. You see those zeros. No fouls yet for the Sailors, as a bucket's good there from Jamie Karen. You've got to take a deep breath, I think, maybe take a step back and say, all right, that was a brutal first half. We only put up 11 points. We had 12-plus fouls. Let's cool it down. Let's play good basketball, and let's play smart. And hopefully that's what they do, as Rose Epstein's going to draw a foul here to get us going. That'll be on Mackenzie Elizardo. Pushing call. Epstein was in the paint trying to get to the rack. And the Sailors trail by 4, 15-11. So now Katie Lake. Lake slaps the ball, calls the play, looks into the corner. She inbounds it, finds Erica Simmons. Simmons works it over now. This is going to be JC May. May looks inside, finds Epstein. Epstein's going to duck under, put one hard off the front of the rim, and then it goes out of bounds. Rifle's going to get it back.
Not a lot happening for the Sailors on offense. It's pretty tough when they're exhausted from that press, but those turnovers that they're getting from the press aren't really balancing out with the fouls that they got in the first half.
Layup on the other end. That one's from Taylor Davis. And I'm not sure what happened with the Sailors right there defensively. They just seemed like they couldn't run the floor. And Rifle gets a fast break that really should not have ever happened. Katie Lake now. Lake, let's talk about her for a minute. You know, this is a girl who last season was averaging 6-7 points a game. This year, she's only played 4 games. She's just trying to get back into the groove of things, but she hasn't been shooting the ball greatly. She hasn't really been scoring a lot. What do you think she needs to do to kind of regain her confidence, regain her spot on this team, and fit back in like a puzzle? She knows that she's that senior leader, and she knows that she's expected to put up numbers on this team at any given game.
Yeah, while it is pretty unfortunate, I think she does know that it's just going to be a matter of getting those game reps and shots up, because I mean, you can watch her practice and she is a good shooter, but just in the game she hasn't been able to hit those shots. So just trust the process really, and hopefully they'll start to fall.
Sailors down by 6 now. Rifle coming out of the locker room pretty hot in this second half, as Karen's going to inbound into the offensive zone. Jamie Karen, the sophomore, number 21, looks into the corner, gets it back. Karen along the baseline. She'll drive with her left hand, kick it out now to Elizardo. Spin move to the rack, and she gets blocked. But Campbell draws the foul, and that's a debatable call there. I thought Campbell was pretty clean on that shot. Elizardo at the line. She'll have a couple here, trying to extend this lead. Sailors have to be wary, Ryan, as they're now down by 6. You don't want to get that double-digit deficit, or else it's really hard to pull your back out of a hole that big.
Especially considering the amount of fouls that some of your starters have, so then they would have to be going to the bench as well, which should make it that much difficult.
Elizardo, first free throw, that one falls, 18-11, 7-point lead now for the Bears. 5:55 to play in the third. Elizardo hits the second one too. They go up by 8, 19-11. Let's see if the Sailors can put something together here on offense. Here's Katie Lake, far side top corner. Lake's going to eye up the floor, dish it to JC May. May's going to no-look pass it over to Simmons, and she just missed her. Erica Simmons. The pass goes out of bounds. Now Shelby Weiss checks back into the game now. Epstein will take a seat on the bench. So Epstein goes to the bench. Weiss comes out. Nice little move from Karen to get up the near side, clear the ball into the offensive zone. Davis Around the horn, Quinones drives in for 2. Hard off the glass, no good. May's there for the board. May goes behind the back. May almost gets called for the travel. Sends it over to Lake. Katie Lake back over to Simmons. Into the corner, it's Weiss. Weiss to Simmons. Pump fake. Back to Weiss for 3. Hard off the back iron, no good. Misfire there, 19-11. 5 minutes to go in the third. And an offensive foul going to be called against the Bears. And that was Taylor Davis getting called on the foul there. So a big break for the Sailors as they're going to get it back in the offensive zone. It's Shelby Weiss. Weiss inbounding. Finds May right under the basket, and she converts it. 19-13. Back to a 6-point game. Got to get a stop here if you're the Sailors. Wide open pass and a shot and a foul. The whole circus from Taylor Davis as she's going to head to the free throw line trying to make it a 3-point play.
Coach Ibarra not too happy with Shelby Weiss after that little tap on the back. He's thinking it's kind of a useless foul. It didn't really need to be done. She was beaten at the rack, but it kind of shows that the Sailors are willing to give up that foul in hopes that that Taylor would have missed that shot.
At the free throw line, Taylor missed it. Campbell's there for the rebound. Simmons and company back the other way for the Sailors. Dribbles it off her foot. Ball's going to be stolen away. That's a tough one to lose right there as the junior point guard wishes she had that one back. Quinones now working for the Bears. Quinones over to Taylor Davis. Davis working versus Weiss. Bounce pass inside. Ball's on the floor, and a timeout's going to be called by Rifle. So with 4.5 minutes to play, Sailors down 21-13. Want to take this time to say a quick shout out to some of our sponsors here on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com.
Celebrations, formerly in celebration of kids, is fun for kids of all ages. Check out the brand new arcade games, 1,600 square foot candy store, and 25 flavors of Hawaiian shaved ice plus more. Schedule your party today at steamboatcelebrations.com. Hot Stuff Hearth and Home is locally owned and operated, featuring all things heat, fireplaces, stoves, outdoor living, and more, and always quality, expert service. Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals. Friends coming to town? Call us at 970-879-8000 for the Locals Connection discount. The Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank, member FDIC. Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated, the contractor's choice, the homeowner's friend.
So coming out of the timeout, Coach Eric Caro and company could have some words with his Bears team as they lead the Sailors 21-13, 4.5 to play in the third. Sailors have done a better job of staying contained in the foul game this half so far, but Rifle has come out hot, and they've already matched their quarter average for this game, which was 7. Inbounding it. Here we go. The Bears handle it on the perimeter. It's Elizardo. Elizardo dishes it over to Quinones. Quinones now back to Karen. Karen's going to get trapped in the middle. Finds Quinones. Wide open backdoor pass for 2.
And there's something to be said about the passing ability of this Rifle team, and we've seen it all game. They're really good at getting that one more pass.
10-point game, 23-13. Sailors trying to pull themselves out of a hole. It's JC May. May's going to pump fake, finds Simmons, walks into a 3-ball, buries it. And that's exactly what you need in this situation, as Erica Simmons with the 3 to the dome cuts the lead to 7. 3:46 to play. April Quinones, guarded by May. Looks over, finds Karen. Karen at the top of the key. Stutter steps. Right hand drive. Baseline. Finds the cutter, and the foul is going to be called. Taylor Davis getting to the cup. And this one against the Sailors will go on Katie Lake.
Her third.
So Katie Lake with her third foul. Missed free throw there from Davis. Jahira Luna checks into the game. Karen checks out. Davis with one more. This one no good, so she can't convert on either of them. Campbell's there for the rebound. Sailors work it up the floor, moving left to right on your radio dial. 3:22 to play now, 23-16. Simmons lines up another one. Heat check, you bet. Simmons 2 for 2 from behind the arc. Single-handedly putting the Sailors back into this one. 23-19 now. Big-time shot from Erica Simmons. Karen working. Dishes. And a foul called here. It goes against Katie Lake again. So now Katie Lake, another starter on this team, with 4 fouls. And she joins J.C. May as she takes a seat on the bench. Shelby Weiss is going to check in for her. Rifle inbounding it. Rifle looks up, finds Karen. Jamie, far side top corner. She's got Weiss on her. Karen's going to call for the screen. Crossover dribble. Dishes into the corner. Phillips works it around to Jahira Luna. Luna looking for somewhere to go. She surveys, dribbles. Phillips. Now back to Luna. Inside. This is going to be Elizardo. Puts up a shot. Nothing doing there. And just a bad possession for the Bears. And you got to credit that a lot to the Sailors defense as Weiss gets it to fall on the other end. Now we're back to a 2-point game. Sailors on an 8-0 run. 23-21. 2:17 to play in the third. Here we go, Rifle. Floater trickles down for Jamie Karen. That's a big-time shot.
Kind of silencing the Sailors a little bit, kind of cutting off the energy.
Here's Simmons. She just hit 2 threes. Let's see if she can do it again. Wide open in the corner. May missed her, and now she's going to have words from Coach Ibarra. I'm not sure how she didn't see Simmons wide open in the corner there. That was a questionable play, but J.C. May missing the 3-point shot. She actually airballed it, and now Epstein's going to check into the game. So Epstein checks in. Sierra Harrison will come out. 25-21. It's a 4-point game. 1:49 to play in this third quarter. Quinones over to Phillips. Phillips guarded by Simmons on the perimeter. Looks inside, and the shot's going to be no good from Elizardo. Rebound Sailors back the other way. Good job from the Sailors here late, crashing the boards. It's going to be worked over to Simmons. Simmons pump fakes, dishes it out to Weiss. Weiss getting antsy on the perimeter, finds Simmons again for 3, and the heat check is no good.
You got to have one.
You gotta take that shot, I think.
Come on.
Jahira Luna standing outside the arc, thought about taking the shot, decides against it. 1:07 to play in the third. Here we go now. It's going to be Elizardo driving in. Spin move and the travel. So Elizardo gets called for steps again for this Rifle team. They've had an issue with that all afternoon. Sailors going to have another opportunity with 60 seconds to play in the third. 25-21, trying to cut down this 4-point lead. Here's J.C. May in the corner. May gives it over to Simmons, cross court to Weiss. 3-ball on the way, that one's short. And the ball's going to be on the floor. It'll be a jump ball call. Epstein was involved, as were a couple of Bears. And Epstein's able to win that one, so the Sailors retain possession with 46 seconds to play. Shelby Weiss on the outside. From the baseline, she's looking to inbound. Weiss looks up, finds May. May's going to drive in, kick it to the corner. Here's Campbell, deep 2, rims out, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Sailors going to have another chance. 40 seconds now. Weiss is going to inbound again. Weiss looks, finds Epstein inside. Epstein gets it stolen away from her. Ball's on the floor, and another jump ball. This time it's going to go to the Bears. So that's a poorly executed inbounds pass there from the Sailors. I'm not sure who called that play, if it was Coach Ibarra or not. He didn't really look active coming off the bench. You would think usually you see him, kind of telling players where to go. He wasn't saying anything there, which kind of alludes to the point as to why the Sailors couldn't get that off. Big missed opportunity. Epstein comes away with a steal. Not before she gets called for the kicked ball violation. And that's a tough break as it'll stay with Rifle. 25-21, 23 seconds to play in the third. Sailors trail by 4. April Quinones throwing it in from the far side. Quinones looks over, finds Davis. Davis in the corner. They're going to say she stepped out of bounds, and that's good defense from Epstein. So Epstein with the physical play, and it pays off this time as the Sailors are going to have an opportunity, but not before they take a timeout. Here on 105.7 KTYV on the World Wide Web at SteamboatRadio.com. For Ryan Hansen, once again, I'm Lone Epstein. So the Sailors choose to take a timeout 21 seconds before the third quarter ends. I'm not sure why they took a timeout now, maybe to just get the inbounds pass off.
Yeah, Coach Ibarra, you see him down there on his board kind of drawing something special up 21 seconds. Obviously, he wants that last shot. Would not be surprised if you saw Simmons shooting it. She's been, 2 for 3, and she's been working off the ball very, very well today.
She has been the hottest one, it seems, and hopefully they can get this inbounds play off unlike the last time we saw. So the Sailors now on defense. Rifle's going to inbound it, rather. It'll be Jahira Luna from the baseline. Sailors need a stop here and fast. Luna looks for somewhere to go. Good defense by the Sailors. She's running out of time. Finds Quinones in the corner. Quinones dishes it off over to Elizardo, and the foul's going to be called against Epstein as Elizardo will have an opportunity to shoot two. So actually they're going to say it goes against Campbell, and that's her third foul. Another player we might need to watch here going down the stretch. Elizardo makes the first one. Makes it a 5-point game, 26-21. There's 17 seconds on the clock. Second one from Elizardo. This one will be up and in as well. So Elizardo with two big-time free throws. She goes 2 for 2 from the pressure cooker. Sailors in a 6-point deficit now, down 27-21. Here's Simmons. Dribble goes above her head, pulled away by Elizardo. Foul called here, and this one's going to go against Sam Campbell. Ooh, Campbell gets called for her fourth foul, and just like that, a lot of question marks surrounding some of the starting players for this team as Campbell heads to the bench with 4.
Three people with 4 fouls now.
3 starters with 4 fouls.
Yeah, not only.
And a travel called here against the Bears. 3.7 on the clock. Sailors inbounding it from the midline. It'll be Shelby Weiss. You've got to be quick here if you're the Sailors. Weiss from just inside of her offensive zone is going to have it. Weiss looks over. Throws it into Epstein. Turnaround J at the buzzer. Won't go. And that'll do it after 3. Sailors down 27-21 as we head into the fourth and final frame here on 105.7 KTYV. Ryan, fourth quarter action. Sailors down by 6. We've seen some girls hit some big shots. Obviously, that entire third quarter nearly matched their first half output. Somebody's got to put the backpack on, like you said, and make some noise here. Is that going to be Erica Simmons, or is that going to be someone else? Keep in mind, you've got 3 starters with 4 fouls, many of which are probably going to be on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. So it's probably going to be handed off to Erica Simmons for the most part, I would only imagine. She's had a really good game, but coming into this second half, we thought kind of had it figured out, kind of understood the course the game was going to take. But here in the second half, kind of a turnaround. We saw that run that the Sailors went on 8-0 and got them right back into the game. But then we also saw them just let in 2 back-to-back buckets, two of the points being free throws. But still, it's just been one of those games that's had ebbs and flows. So it's kind of up to the Sailors, led by Erica Simmons at this point, to kind of keep it level throughout that.
So we step into the fourth and final frame of action here at Kelly Meek Gymnasium. Reminder that the Steamboat boys will be taking on Rifle directly after this broadcast. You and I will be on the call there, Ryan, as well. Missed shot to start us off here. Shelby Weiss couldn't connect from 15 feet. Rifle's going to get it back, and they head the other way. Quinones drives in. She's far side top corner just beyond the perimeter. Now they work it into the corner. Here's Elizardo. Elizardo gives it over to Karen. Now Karen to Phillips. Phillips thought about lining up the three, decides against it. Now they spin it back to the top of the key. Here's April Quinones to Elizardo. Elizardo drives in, bounce pass to Quinones. Little pitch and catch action here as Rifle's having trouble bringing it into the inside. Looking to go into the paint. Here's Karen. Karen spins off the defense. Finds Quinones. Ball's on the floor. Sailors nearly get a takeaway. It's a jump ball, and indeed they will. So this one's going to go. This one should be with the Sailors. I think the refs. I don't think that's right. I think that was the wrong call, and so the Sailors are going to get skimped out on a possession here. I mean, you agree with me, right?
Yeah, no, because the last one did go to the Bears.
I think the refs just messed up there, and the scores table is really the ones who should be paying attention to that. So the Sailors are going to miss a possession, and I'm surprised no one else caught on to that. Coach Ibarra didn't say anything about it, and now Phillips is at the line shooting a pair of free throws. She misses the first one. Sailors have 17 fouls now, and we were giving them props earlier for doing well in the foul game, and sure enough, now they've put Rifle back into the bonus. Second one from Phillips is good, so 28-21 now. First minute run off the clock here in the fourth quarter. JC May at the top of the key. Need her to put in some work as she dishes it over to Weiss. Weiss is going to drive in off the foot of a Rifle Bear, and they're going to reset. Weiss from the baseline. 28-21, 7-point game. Weiss looks over, finds Simmons in the corner. Simmons drives in, floater, teardrop, got it to go. 28-23, Erica Simmons, the game MVP thus far. Jamie Karen for the Bears. Karen inside, hold, and that'll go against Weiss. 1-1 coming for the Bears. And it will be against Shelby Weiss. So what is that for her? It's her fourth. So Weiss, another starter for the Sailors, is going to take a seat on the bench. And now they're purely out of players. They have to put Katie Lake back on. So now you've got Katie Lake back on the floor, and you have JC May on the floor. Both have 4 fouls. And Sam Campbell and Shelby Weiss on the bench, they both have 4 fouls as well. 4 of the 5 starters for this Sailors team getting into foul trouble. And you want to know what's ironic? The only one who's not in foul trouble is Rose Epstein. As Phillips hits both free throws, they go up by 7, 30-23. Here's Simmons from the corner. That one's high off the backboard, no good, misfire there. And Rifle's got it with a fast break opportunity here. It'll be Karen. Karen's just going to pull it out, work it over to Quinones. Now Elizardo. Quinones with the ball on a string, just backs up. She is just beyond the midcourt line. Works it over to the far side. Here's Delaney Phillips. Phillips getting bothered by May. Almost throws it out of bounds. Quinones is there to gather the recovery. And a timeout's called by Coach Caro and company. Sailors trail by 7, 30-23, 5:49 to play. A lot of time left in this ball game, Ryan. We saw the Sailors go on an 8-0 run in that third quarter. I mean, what do you need to do to kind of put together a string of points like that again?
Yeah, down 7 right now, but as you said, they're going to need a